the forgotten shore. The video started recording with a dramatic drone shot. 6 friends cutting across the ocean on their jet skis, slicing through shimmering waves under a perfect blue sky. They weren't just thrill seekers, they were viral content creators, known for daring challenge videos in haunted or forgotten places. This time, they had picked something extra special. A remote island that barely existed on maps, surrounded by unnaturally perfect rings of tall, net-waving grass. "See that?" shouted Zayan, the team leader and host. "That's the island. We're the first ones to ever record a full video here." The others, Mira, the techie, Rudra, the skeptic, Tasha, the fearless, Veer, the prankster, and Arnav, the quiet one, followed behind with excited cheers. The only way to the island was through a narrow channel between 2 massive rings of dense grass-like plants that bent in rhythm to the wind. Between them, calm, still water beckoned. They passed through like entering another dimension. Once they reached the shore, the team dragged their jet skis onto the grass, worried the waves might carry them away. The sand was white. The air smelled strange, like salt mixed with old wood and something metallic. Then they noticed it. Clean clothes fluttering on a line tied to stakes near the beach. They weren't old or torn. They looked freshly washed, as if someone was still living here. "Who the hell left these?" Mira whispered. Their own clothes were soaked from the ride, so one by one, they changed into the beachside outfits. Crisp shirts, white and blue tunics, all oddly similar in size. None of them questioned it out loud, though discomfort hung in the air. Then they spotted it. The mansion. At the island's center stood a massive wooden house, ancient yet intact, its upper windows dark and watching. The door creaked open on its own when Zayan touched it. The inside was dusty, but untouched by time. Paintings still hung on the walls, some depicting faceless figures, others of people standing in tall grass with smiles too wide. The house had 3 ground-floor rooms connected by a long hallway, perfect for their makeshift camp. "Let's set up here," Zayan said. "Film during the day, edit at night. We'll make this our HQ." As night fell, the mood shifted. Winds howled through broken shutters. The candles they lit flickered, despite the lack of draft. Mira was setting up cameras. Veer was roasting something over the fire. Rudra kept muttering, "Why isn't there anyone here to greet us? If this place is rented, where's the crew?" Then, a sound, a scratching, low, rhythmic. The walls themselves seemed to shift, and then they saw it. A figure crawling along the ceiling. Its hair hung down like moss, and its limbs cracked backward as it moved. Slow, deliberate, and watching. Long black hair dragged across the wooden beams like nails. "What the hell is that?" Tasha screamed. The lights died. Panic. Everyone scattered, running between the 3 rooms. In the chaos, the cameras fell, batteries spilled, screams echoed through the walls. Then Zayan shouted, commanding everyone, "Everyone, regroup! Get to the hall, now!" They obeyed, panting and terrified. But Veer was missing. Then, thud. The figure leapt from the ceiling, pinning Zayan. Its long fingers clawed near his throat, nails scratching, not slicing, as if testing him. Then, sunlight. The first rays of dawn poured through the windows. The creature hissed and vanished upstairs, leaving a trail of black sludge behind. The group stared at Zayan, gasping. He stood, shaking. "We need to leave, now!" The morning sun should have brought relief, but the island only seemed more sinister in daylight. They found Veer outside, sprawled in the sand near the edge of the beach, his face frozen in terror, body lifeless. His fingernails were cracked and bleeding as if he had tried to claw his way back to the water. Tasha knelt beside him, sobbing. Zayan clenched his fists, silently blaming himself. "We need the jet skis," Rudra said. They ran to the beach. Every jet ski was dead. Salt crusted. Engine panels open, wires missing, as if something had deliberately sabotaged them overnight. "What the hell is going on?" Mira whispered. Just then, they heard the sound of an engine. A boat in the distance, drawing closer. Zayan's eyes lit up. "Someone's here!" The boat was a small rescue craft. A man in a navy shirt stood at the front, waving. When they boarded, the man explained, "I received an emergency signal. Just coordinates. Came from a device on your friend's wrist, the one who's gone." They didn't speak. They just nodded. Zayan turned to look back at the house. Now, in daylight, it looked bigger. The second floor had more windows than he remembered, and in one of them, a silhouette, watching, still, unblinking. Suddenly, the boat jolted. "Hold tight," the captain yelled. The area's strange. I can't go straight back. We need to navigate through the grass rings again. The boat surged forward. The grass formed perfect circular walls rising several meters tall, with narrow water channels winding between them. The group realized something horrifying. The rings had multiplied. Now there were 6 circles, each one taller than the last. The gaps between them were tighter. As they moved, they saw grass waving even when there was no wind, as if the island itself breathed. As the boat twisted through the channels, the house remained in view, always at the center, always watching. Then Mira screamed. Behind them, the entity. It wasn't in the house anymore. It was climbing the grass like a spider, shifting from one wall to the next. The boat engine sputtered. "Jump!" shouted the captain. "We need to leap from water to water before it reaches us." One by one, they leapt the boat from one ring to the next, ramping through the watery paths, racing against the climbing horror. Each jump became more chaotic. Then came the last leap, a narrow one, surrounded by 2 high grass walls with a deep, still stretch of water between. Just as the boat prepared to jump, a roar, the flood came. A wall of black water gushing with unnatural speed slammed into the boat from behind. The grass flailed like arms, screams echoed. When the waters calmed, only Zayan, the leader, and the captain were still in the boat. Tasha, Mira, Rudra, gone, vanished in the water. Zayan stared into the waves, numb. "We lost them," the captain muttered, eyes wide with guilt. "I brought them out, but not all of them." Zayan sat beside him, drenched, shivering, heartbroken. "We're alive," he said softly, "which means we still matter. If we survive, we carry their stories with us." The captain didn't reply, just stared back toward the house. In the far distance, past the final grass wall, the house was still visible. Larger, shadows moved behind the windows, and in the highest one, someone waved. The boat finally broke free of the last grass circle, cutting into the open ocean like a blade. But no one celebrated. Zayan and the captain sat in silence, watching the cursed island shrink behind them. But as it faded into the horizon, the house, that massive, monstrous house, remained visible far longer than it should have, as if it refused to let them forget. It wasn't over. Hours passed. The sun rose higher, but the sky darkened. Unnatural clouds swirled in every direction. Their satellite phone and GPS still showed static. No one was answering their distress calls. Then the engine died. "No," whispered the captain. "We're out of range, or something's blocking us." Zayan stood slowly and pointed. In the distance, a faint shimmer on the water. A reflection. The house again? It made no sense. "How is that possible?" he muttered. They approached, but it wasn't the house. It was a structure in the water, like a massive, sunken ruin. Wooden beams jutted from beneath the sea, tattered cloth floated, and in the middle of it all, half submerged, was a giant window frame, standing upright like a gate. The same window they saw in the house, and behind it a face, Veer's face. Still, pale, dead, but smiling. Then Mira appeared, Rudra, Tasha. All 5 of the lost teammates stood, watching through the submerged window like portraits behind glass, their eyes glowing faintly, their mouths stitched with invisible thread. Zayan froze. "They're trapped," he whispered. The captain backed away, trembling. "This isn't just a place. That house isn't part of this world. It's a collector, a feeder, a predator masked as a home, and those it doesn't eat, it keeps." The sea around them churned again. From the depths, a tower of black hair burst upward, swirling in the wind like seaweed in a storm, and from it emerged the entity, no longer crawling, flying, stretching, growing. It screeched and the sun dimmed. Zayan knew what he had to do. He grabbed a flare gun from the emergency box. "Aim the boat away. We go full throttle. I'll distract it." "Are you insane?" the captain cried. "You'll die." "I already lost everyone. If this thing follows us back to land, no one will survive." Zayan fired the flare right into the face of the creature. It screamed, convulsed, and shrank for a second, just enough time. The captain kicked the engine back on with a desperate pull. The motor roared. The boat lurched forward. But Zayan didn't jump. He stood firm. The house in the distance shook. Windows shattered. Grass writhed. As the boat carried the captain to safety, Zayan turned one last time toward the growing island behind him. And in the silence, he whispered their names. Then the water swallowed everything. 1 week later, the captain was found alone, drifting near a fisherman's route. He was sunburned, dehydrated, and haunted, but alive. He told his story. No one believed it, except one man. A quiet journalist who visited the coast where the challenge video was first planned. He found the original YouTube channel. It was deleted, except for one unlisted video that had uploaded on its own. A final shot. Drone footage, shaky and grainy, of the house, zooming in, closer, until in the last frame, the window and 6 people, smiling, watching, waiting. The end.